present now. Okay. Again, guys, again, if you have any ideas or any anything you can talk about the exam, I'm here to clarify things if you have any problems. I'm Asmadi.
Yes, Mr. The final question when it says what's it called? The final question when it says which of the following answers is not what's it called? The correct answer. There are
Okay.
3 not correct and 1 correct.
Wait, ابني ركز شوي. What's the inequality? 2m, I think, less than 16, right?
Let me check the exam.
Yes, yes,
No,
like
I
this,
think
like this.
like this. خلك معي. It's like this, right?
Yes, like this.
The question wants the value for m, which is not solution. We have 4 answers, right?
Yes.
1, 2, 3, and 4. The
Yes.
answer in question 1, I think it is 1,
2.
right?
No, it is 2, then we have 4, then we have 6, then we have 8.
4, 6, and 8.
Yes.
I want a number from these numbers, which is not solution, right?
Yes.
صح؟ طيب.
Yes.
Put 2 here. Try 2. 2 multiply 2.
2 multiply 2, that's 4.
Is 4 less than 16?
Yes.
So 2 is a solution. I don't want it. I want the not solution. مش هيك؟
Okay.
طيب. Put 4. 2 multiply 4.
8.
Is 8 less than 16?
Oh, I understand now.
Ask me, mister. Answer me, please. Is
Yes,
8
it's
less than 16? Yes, so 4 is a solution. 4 is a solution. I don't want it. I want the not solution. Got it?
Okay.
Now replace x, 6, sorry. 2 by 6, 12.
What?
Is it 12 less than 16?
Yes.
Yes. So 6 is a solution also. But I want 8. 2 by 8.
2 by 8, 16.
Is 16 less than 16?
No.
No. 16 is not less than 16. So the 8 is the only number here, which is what?
Solution.
Which is not solution for the inequality. Got
no,
it?
like solution for the answer, this question.
For the question, exactly. So the correct choice is what?
8.
Got it?
Yes.
This is the question. I think Abdullah also asked me about it. So Abdullah Masood, if you are here, please put your hand. This is the question which you asked me about. Type yes.
Sir, I have question in question 2 that says that says 3 out of 4
Okay.
less than or equal
أيوة.
x minus 2.
X minus 2. Let's solve this inequality, right?
Yes.
Yeah. What we will do, do you know?
Rewrite it.
Yeah, I did. Then
minus 2, add 2 on both sides.
good. So x here more than or equal. Here, if you add these two numbers, what you will have? 2 and the 3 over 4, right?
Yes.
Read it. Read the inequality.
X more than or equal to 2, 3 out of 4.
X more than or equal 2 and the 3 out of 4, right?
Yes.
This is the correct answer. Which choice will be? I don't remember really. What's the problem? What's your problem? Hello? راح. Mr. Yes, why you mute yourself?
By mistake, I do it wrong.
مش مشكلة. What's the problem here? Do you have any problem?
I chose the wrong answer.
Why? X more than or equal 2 and the 3 over 4. Do you have this answer in the choices?
I have it, but I make it wrong.
Focus next time. Right, else?
Nothing.
Thank you. طب after Iyas we have Ammar Yasser.
I don't have a question. Just want to answer.
Answer
after
what?
you finish.
Answer what?
After you finish with the questions, when you begin the lesson.
Yeah, okay, just wait. Okay, I have Hamad Zakaria. Hamad.
Hi, Mr. in the wrong I raise my hand. Sorry.
مش مشكلة. مين عندنا كمان؟ علي.
Mr. Only I was like Ammar. I want to answer about the question in the book.
خلاص, let's just finish the notes about the exams. Hope you answered. Hope I did answer all of your problems here. So let's go to our lesson. As I said, guys, I skipped 2 or 3 lessons from the module 8. It needs special equipments. If we go back to schools, inshallah, we will go back to them and study them very well. Now I will go to module 9. Module 9. In module 8, guys, we took lesson 1, lesson 2. Don't forget that. In lesson 1, we took vertical and adjacent angles. Don't forget that. And in lesson 2, we took 2 things also, which are supplementary and complementary angles. Don't forget that. These 2 lessons are important, and they will be included in our next exam, inshallah. Now let's go to the circumference of the circle. Circumference of the circle, guys. Now, if we have a circle, like, let's remember the circles together. We took circles together before. Let's remember the circle. Okay, guys? Give me a second. Okay. This is a circle here. And at the middle, guys, here, we have a point. We call it the center of the circle. Don't forget that. The center of the circle. Now, this line here, or the line segment here between the center and the circle, we call it radius. Radius. This line, guys, this line, which from the circle to the circle, from 2 points in the circle, and passes through the center, we call it diameter. We will denote it by D and the radius by R, small symbols. So we have circle, the center of the circle, this line segment, we call it radius, and this line segment, which passes through the center, we call it diameter. The radius is R in our formulas, and the diameter is D in our formulas. Now, the diameter, focus, guys, the diameter equals 2 radii, means this part here, from here to here, is a radius, and here also is a radius. So if we have 2 radii, means we have whole diameter. Means if the diameter is 10 centimeters, if the diameter is 10 centimeters, so the whole distance here is 10. So each radius will be 5, right? So if the diameter is 10 centimeter, the radius will be 5, the half of the diameter. The half of the diameter is the radius, okay? But if the radius is 10 centimeter, the radius is 10, means this 10 and this 10. So the whole diameter should be 20 centimeters. So this is the relationship between the radius and the diameter. The radius is the half of the diameter. The diameter is the double of the radius. So circle, center, radius, diameter. Now, if you have this line here, line segment between any 2 points in the circle and not passing it through the center, we call it chord. We call it chord. Chord. This is general revision about the center and the circle, sorry. And now let's go to our subject here, special subject, which is how to find the circumference of the circle. First of all, what is the circumference of the circle? The circumference is the distance of this around path or street or line, whatever. So if you get Caesar and cut this line and make it like straight line and calculate the length of it, we call it the circumference. So the circumference is the length of this line here, the around distance, the round distance. This is the circumference, and we will call it big C. So what's the big C is the circumference. What's R small? The radius. What's D small? The diameter. Okay. Now to find the circumference of a circle, we have formula. We have formula. So here, guys, to find, focus, guys, please. To find the circumference of a circle, we have not one formula, two formulas. To find the circumference of a circle, we have two formulas. We can choose any one of them, depends on what given in the question. The first formula, C equal to multiply pi multiply R. 2 pi R means, here we have nothing, means multiply. Don't forget that. 2 multiply pi multiply R. Now the C is what? C is the circumference, right? 2, we know it. The R is the radius. Now how about this one? Pi. This we call it pi. Pi. P with I. Not pi. No, it is pi. P with I. Now, what's this pi, guys? What is it? From where it comes from, and what is this equal? Now, let's go back to my circle here. For any circle, guys, and please focus with me to understand what's this pi, from where it come from. For any circle, if you draw any circle, if you see any circle in your life, if you take the radius and divided it into the circumference, you will have constant ratio. You will have constant ratio. This is what we call it pi. So what's the pi? The pi is the ratio between the radius and the circumference for any circle. Now it has values. Pi can be two values, can be 22/7. And if you divide them, it can be 3.14. And the 3.14, it is rounded number, rounded, it's not exact value. So whatever you have pi, you can replace it by 22/7 or 3.14, one of them. For me, I used always the decimal form for me. So the first formula, C equal 2 pi R. C is the circumference, R is the radius, pi is the 22/7 or 3.14. This is the first formula of how to find the circumference. Now let's talk about the second formula, is how to find the circumference. C equal pi multiply D. C equal pi multiply D. So we have two formulas for the circumference. Either this using the radius or this using the diameter. Here we have 2 pi R. Here we have pi D. Pi D. Pi multiply D. What's the C? C is the circumference. What's the D? D is the diameter. What's the pi? We know it here. Pi can be 22/7 or 3.14. You can use this. You can use this in your calculator. Now, here we have the circumference. This is the first formula, and this is the second formula. Now you will ask me, Mr., which formula I will use? Which formula we will use in solving our questions? You will use the formula, depends on the question. If the question gives you R, the radius, you will use this. If the question gives you the diameter, you will use this. So it depends on the question, okay? Depends on the question, don't forget that. So this is general idea about this lesson. Here we remember the circles and the part of the circle: center, radius, diameter, chord. The circumference is the round distance here. If you have the diameter, you can find the radius. The radius is the half of the diameter. If you have the radius, you can find the diameter. The diameter is the double, multiplied by 2. Here we have two formulas to find the circumference, either this or this. This one, we say C equal 2 pi r, 2 multiply pi multiply r. Pi is a 3.14 or 22/7. Use what you like. R is the radius, 2 is the constant. And here pi d, pi is 22/7 or 3.14. D is the diameter. And you can use the formula, depends on the question. If the question talks about the radius and the circumference, you will use this. If the question talks about the diameter and the circumference, you will use this. This is the whole idea of the lesson. Hope you understand it. Memorize the formulas very well. Let's do examples. Now, before we do the example, guys, let's talk about your book here. Let's remember together what we have here, okay? Muhammad Zaid.
Mister, I have a question. Can
What?
you take a picture for the explanation on the board? Because I want to write it on my copybook.
I always did that. Did you check your inbox? Do you check your inbox?
Yeah, Mister, but about this lesson.
خلاص ولا يهمك بس نخلص خلينا نخلص.
Thank you, Mister.
يلا محمد زيد. هلو راح محمد زيد. طيب. عمار يلا يا عمار. هلو.
نعم.
طيب يلا يا عمار.
Yes.
عمار. We are on page 447, okay?
Yes.
يلا.
Okay.
Here we have 3 parts, ya Ammar. What's this part here to the left? What we call this line?
Diameter.
Right here, guys, diameter in your book using a pencil, not a pen, please. Diameter. What's this part here? The first one here. What we call this one?
Radius.
The radius, right here, radius, guys. And here the point at the middle, what we call it?
Center.
Center. ممتاز. Center. ممتاز. Now here, guys, they connect between the diameter and the radius. The diameter is the double of the radius, means D equal 2 multiply R. But the radius is the half of the diameter. So if you have the diameter and you wanted the radius, divide on 2. If you have the radius and you wanted the diameter, multiply by 2. Means if the radius is, look here, guys, if the radius is 9 centimeters, the diameter is 2 multiply 9, which is 18. Right. If the diameter is 24 centimeters, the radius should be the half of the 24, which is 12 centimeters. This is the idea, means the diameter equal 2 multiply the radius. But the radius equal half of the diameter. This is the relationship between the radius and the diameter, okay? Now, let's go to example 1. Ammar, are you with me? راح عمار. طيب مش عارف يعني. اخي قلبي. عبد الله بوادي.
Yes, mister.
عبد الله.
Yes, yes.
طيب يا عبد الله, talk with me here يا عبد الله. We have this circle and we have the two formulas, right?
Yes.
C equal what?
Pi multiplied D.
ممتاز. Do you know the D and the C and the pi?
Yes, C is the
Good.
circumference and
C
pi
is the circumference. What's the D?
diameter.
What's the pi?
22/7 or 3.14.
ممتاز. Guys, don't forget that the 3.14, it's not exact value, it's rounded. Means if you take your calculator and divide it, 22 divided by 7, you will have this number and a lot of numbers here, okay? But for make it easy, we rounded it to 3.14, so we can use this or this. You can use what you like, okay? Now, the second formula, Abdullah, C equal 2 pi r, right?
Yes.
Means 2 multiply pi multiply r. R is what?
Radius.
C.
Circumference.
And the pi is already given. Come on. Now go back here, guys. The circumference. What is the circumference? Read, Abdullah. Is the
distance around the circle.
Around the circle. Is the distance around the circle. Okay. If you want to find this here, we will call it later on area. But here we are talking about the circumference, the round distance. Okay, Abdullah?
Yes.
Abdullah?
Yes.
Yalla, go to example 1, Abdullah, and read with me.
Find the circumference given the diameter. Big Ben is a famous clock tower in London, England. The diameter of the clock face is 23 feet.
Wait,
Find-
Abdullah. Example 1, guys, on page 449. They talked about the Big Ben watch. It's in London, you know that, I think. And they said that the diameter, it's circle. The diameter of it is how much, Abdullah?
23 feet.
23 feet. So the given is what? The diameter or the radius?
Diameter.
The diameter. 23 feet. Good. Given. This is given. Okay. Continue.
Find the circumference of the clock face. Use 3.14 for pi. Round to the nearest hundredths.
Good. They want us to find the circumference. Okay. They want us to find the circumference. Sahih, Abdullah?
Yes, yes.
Right. Now, they said use pi to be 3.14 and round if necessary. And you can round if you want. Now, what's the formula which we need to use? 2 pi r or pi d, and why?
Pi d, because we have the diameter, not the radius.
So we'll use the second formula, C equal pi d, guys, because the question give me the diameter, not the radius, okay? So what's the formula, ya Abdullah? Tell me.
C equal 3.14.
Pi d, write the formula first. So equal, how much pi? What I will use pi?
3.14.
They said, guys, for to me in the question, use pi 3.14. So I'll replace it by 3.14. And here we have multiply. How much d given in the question?
23.
23. Now we will multiply these two numbers. The answer should be 72.22. 72.22 what? Feet. 72.22 feet. This is how we did example 1, guys, with Abdullah. the question gave me the diameter and wanted from me to use the pi 3.14, and we use this formula because the given is the diameter. So I didn't use C equal 2 pi r. I used the second formula, replace the values, multiply, and find my answer. This is how we find the circumference if the diameter is given. I will stop here at this example today, and tomorrow, inshallah, we'll continue and finishing this lesson together. That's all for me. If you have any questions, you can ask me, please.
Mr. I have a question.
Abdullah,
Yes.
do you have?
Yes.
Ask.
Can, if the question give me the diameter, can I make it divide 2 so that I can
Yeah,
use
yeah,
the
yeah,
radius?
yeah. You can. Now, here the diameter is how much?
23.
If you divide it into 2, what you will have?
11.5.
So it will be, I think, 11 point half, right?
Yes.
11.5, right?
Yes.
So this is what?
The radius.
So if you use the radius equal 11.5, you can use the first one. Got it?
Yes.
But to make it easy, that's all. To make it easy, we have 2 formulas, but you can use 1 formula for both. It's okay. You understand, Yabni?
Yes.
And we will get the same answer, by the way. Don't worry.
Yes.
Elsie Abdullah, do you have any questions?
No, Mr. Thank you.
Huh?
No, Mr. Thank you.
Good. Any questions, guys? Please, if you have any questions, you can ask me. Yes. Hamad. Guys, if you don't have questions, remove your
Stop
hand
by
so I
mistake,
can manage,
mistake.
please.
By mistake.
Mister, I forgot to remove my hand.
يلا مش مشكلة. إياد, anyone? Yazan? I need to finish, guys. My time is done.
I didn't understand too much the pi.
What?
I didn't understand the pi too much.
The pi?
Yes.
The pi is a value, Yabni. You replace it in the formula only. The pi is 22/7 or what? 3.14, okay?
Okay.
See here we have pi. What do you put in place of it?
3.14.
That's only a pi used in the formulas, replace it by its value. Got it?
Got it.
Do you understand how we did the question?
Yes, miss.
Goodbye. Thank you so much, guys. If you have any questions, you can ask me tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll finish the lesson and we will solve more exercises. Goodbye and have a good day.